There may be some beauty in there. You've come back for story time, I take it. This is a great time. This is the perfect time, actually. Fix yourself something nice and cozy. Come right back, because we might be here for a little while. We are about to enter the strange dream of a monster, after all. Not just any monster. Frankenstein's monster. No, I'm not going to read the whole book here. No, maybe another video. I have to show you the painting that this book inspired. Thank you, Mary. This image of a monster in the arms of this Arctic mermaid has been in my psyche for the last couple years. I just couldn't get it out, and I actually got to paint it. And what an undertaking. First of all, this is one of the greatest quality papers known to man. This is, I believe, 300 pound, but it can take a lot of paint. It was such a joy to work with, and I used one technique, duotone, which involves 3 colors, which is black, white, and yellow. And it was so much fun to reinvent and discombobulate my ideas of color and light and shadow. And you are about to see before your very eyes many transformations that this little painting takes. There will be layering, there will be rearranging, storytelling, retelling, all of which while we hear the tale of this monster's life. Do you have the fortitude to experience his pain? For if you do, I promise there may be some beauty in there. At last we have come to this. I'm about to share with you part 1 of 2 of my story, Mermaids and Monsters Unbound. You can't have story time without the storyteller's hat. Now, it is story time again. And now, let us hear the strange tale of what became of Dr. Victor Frankenstein's monster. Come along. Mermaids and Monsters Unbound. Part 1. As I stood watching my own funeral pyre beginning to lick its meal of dried wood, upon which I soon was going to climb, I was bitterly blasted by a thought more insulting than the desolate landscape surrounding me. It was my promise that I made to myself over the exhausted, dead body of my Creator. He was the worst kind of man, a scientist with self-centered ambition. At times I celebrated the statement I'm about to give, yet other moments I deeply regret and wince at it. It has been my mission to drive Dr. Victor Frankenstein, my father, to mental, physical,
and spiritual ruin. It is the price he paid for stealing fire, for spitting on the love was owed to his newborn son, I, and I, who was given the strength by him of many men, standing feet above them, and cursed with nary the love of a single living soul, was the Gabriel wielding Damocles to spurn him forth to a Golgotha as bad as the one he created for me. Sometimes I muse upon these sad truths, and Madonna blast it all! I growl through a grimace, for I am interrupted by the pinpricks that torment me all over and from within like serrated edges of a saw pressed upon my skin, or a single needle sewing my body constantly just to nourish another man's ego. I'm made of human leather and thick sutures, and you see, my scars are speaking to me again. Three things to know about scar tissue. It is miraculous, hard on the eyes, and it is painful. Hey, but what is that to this monster? When compared to the spear through his heart, that is his lifelong loneliness. Scars have a strange way of talking to you. When it is healed, it still pricks and pokes in a myriad of sensations ranging from friendly to mean. Sometimes it tugs at you like some kind of randomly available lover challenging a pain threshold. Those are the good moments. Sometimes the hurt is just what the doctor ordered. It lets you know you are alive. But sometimes I have actual thoughts which, just thinking them, I swear, sets my scars ablaze with new agony. I think of the time I revealed my visage to mine only friends who had never seen me before. That was a disaster, tore my heart asunder. When I remember that, sometimes I howl with frustration at the betrayal of their true, cruel nature to me, and betrayal of my heart to my good sense to stay put, hiding this terrifying visage. Still, even meandering to this moment fills me with tooth-gnashing growls. It never ceases to bring poisonous hurt in my rage-pumping heart. There is a quote comes to mind about this. In happy ignorance, I sighed for a world I did not know, where I hoped to find every pleasure and enjoyment that my heart could desire. And now on my return from that wide world, how many disappointed hopes and unsuccessful plans have I brought back? Goethe, from the sorrows of young Werther. This is what it means to be haunted by a life of scars all over this body. Sometimes they have been the only friends I have left. It is a strange existence, yes. There are the scars from my birth. Imagine being completely stitched together like a child's plaything or a rag doll, and then awakening with immense pain. These sutures burn me with fire on that thought alone. There is a reason woman gives birth, and not man. Woman, mother, loves you unconditionally. She's the only woman, only human, who can. For a case in the opposite study, look at what happened when this creature opened his eyes and saw only his father. A father who, upon beholding whatever I was, completely lost his fortitude and ran. It caused a huge gash of rejection in the new and scared giant I was to become. A great toddler who stalked out in the rain and grabbed at the air when he heard distant music, not knowing you can't grab or hold the enchanting sounds of a violin. Learning to walk for the first time, alone in the darkness and the mud, a grown man by the end of the night, weeping his first tears, which he couldn't appreciate, from the raindrops pelting his face. He had never seen rain or anything. He never forgot the rainfall either. Now I feel the snowflakes gently landing on my tricep and upon the old sutures. And I feel the alluring little creature of the sea in my scarred arms, and I hold her closer to me. I remember those first steps in the mud. I recall the first leaps up the wall of Mont Blanc. I leapt and leapt. It felt like total freedom. I smile recalling my learning of language and the great poets. Who needs selfish friends when you can dance through eternity with the souls of Goethe, Plutarch, and Milton? As I ruminate on this, I feel her hair now, dark and soft, with its very own seaweed fragrance. I feel inebriated just on the smell of her, and her Arctic hair. She stirs dreamily in my capable embrace. What a thing to be loved! Or is this even love? Hey, but the contact, human contact. I feel the speckled light reflecting off the countless green scales of her tail. Human contact. Human. No, that's not right. This beauty from the Arctic Sea isn't human. If she were, she would be so cruel to me as well. But she knows things. She has been to the bottom of the world. She has known total darkness. And I have been to the depths of the soul. Hey, what was it that Milton said? The mind
is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven out of hell, a hell out of heaven. John Milton.
Yes. How long have I uttered this to myself? And now she is here, safe in my arms. She saved me long before I saved her from the nets of those crude pirates. Pirates are a favorable prey of mine, because no matter what I do to their ilk, I can't feel much remorse. I feel the scar tissue respond to the tightening of my various muscles. I learned long ago that the body is a model for the world, inherently regenerative. Healing itself if I just give it time, and sometimes, like scars, it is even stronger where the wounds first appeared. I am not only built for power and strength, I am now made of scar tissue. I'm used to it. Kind of. I'm not used to the parts of my arms as I hold fast a lover. I never had one. Oh, but I then remember the blackening of my heart. To see the love of my life torn to ribbons by the knife of my own father. To never feel the loving eyes of a companion, any companion. To give up all hope of happiness with another, nay. There is so much pain that now I am isolated as the only one who knows this hell. You, mere mortals, do not know what I do. I howl in anguish some nights. Even the sun on a bright spring day is a belligerent sphere of rude laughter mocking me worst in spring. Better to be a king in the frozen Arctic wasteland than a creature whispered by villagers in some beautiful forest, scurrying away from sight like a scared bird. Here in the snows I can scream and laugh. Anyone who finds me would be right to fear me. I was built to endure the cold, and here I am, the instant king of it. But look at this little fish, so asleep, so trusting, so surrendered in my large, scarred and sutured arms. She could care less about anything else. And how fair that is, for I feel the same way. I compassionated to hold her close to me in the bite of the Arctic air, though I seem to feel that she is used to such ethereal frost. After all, she came from the frozen waters beneath them. I could withstand ice caves and frigid waters if need be, but she could live in them. She who befriends the ghastly-eyed cuttlefish, the great narwhal, the marauding orca, and countless nasty creatures of the deep would not shrink away from my ghoulish countenance. For a mermaid, any mermaid, has seen more undiscovered wonder than we narrow-minded humans can fathom. When she looked upon me, it were as if she saw the exotic ocean of land. I was big like the mountains, she said. My vast array of hardened body and sewn-up skin looked like the trails that lined the landscapes, like long, thin sea snakes. Strange, she said, that humans liked those trails, that is. And stranger still, they liked sticking to them. How wise her curiosity can be. Trails. A mermaid has no use for those. She goes her own way. I could learn from her. Every man has a purpose, and my purpose is what made me a man. Many who will learn of me, and the hell I cut across my Maker's life, until the reanimator ended it himself, will ask, if the monster was so miserable, why did he not take his own life? To have no love, and to know it was impossible, and with that being the one thing he wanted, why go on? The question was not, why go on, you cowards? The question was, what kept me going? My purpose was to teach and humble my Creator, the one who cast me out of paradise. Yes, we were both Gabriel, and both the Lightbringer, the greatest angel, the greatest alchemist. And like the great Lightbringer, I found my own pride. For the only thing more worthy of pride than creating the Superman is being the Superman. Pride, yes. It was the engine within me, like a great ship of steam. I often, at my hottest rage, asked the cruel, condescending stars that stared down at me, why? How dare he create me, only to exact the cruelest loneliness upon my brittle heart, and to take the greatest love for himself? Because he looks to punish me for his making me? No, it is he who must be punished. Your life is not meant for such glory, my father, I growl, creature that I am. If he kills me, he will be redeemed. I will never grant him that. Instead, I will grant him damnation on this earth as long as he lives.
O son,
to tell
thee how I hate thy deeds, that bring to my remembrance from what slate I fell. How glorious once above thy spire. John Milton, Paradise Lost.
Oh God, am I your instrument to restore humility to the man who stole your fire? Or is it Satan who tempts me to beat and burn and flatter and trick? And now I tell you the story of how I came to meet her. I climbed atop my funeral pyre as the flames gnawed at my miraculous and hated flesh. My cries barely drowned out her call for help. There are the old sails and the old Jolly Roger. Pirates? Who am I to die now when there is a good deed to be done? A woman to be rescued? God wills it. He commands my hungry hands to protect and kill. One last time. All of this happens in an instant as I leap from the flames, find myself running as fast as I ever have across the ice and diving into the water. I can feel my blood stirring as I scale the starboard side of the galley. It wasn't hard to reach her. Although the ocean was becalmed and there was no movement save for myself swimming. I can hear the men cheering and the woman crying out. No one expects a swimmer in sub-zero temperatures. However, it is my God-given power to withstand the cold. I say God-given because no matter how much man seeks to give himself credit for my creation, it was God's will that it was done. Man created me, but he could not love me. And there will be no love for the rogues who await me on deck.
Well, I thank you for taking this trip with me. It is always nice to have a little company here. These voyages get awful lonely. Part 2 is on its way. I can't wait to share it with you. And also, if you are at all interested in finding, purchasing, owning my art, you can find prints and originals and wonderful merchandise over at my website, ghostinthegaslight.com. I'm also on Substack at the Spectral Dispatch, and you can enjoy more long-form ghost stories like this one. You can actually enjoy part 2 as well. The links are in the description. I just have to say that what I wanted to do with this was not just make a fun story of Frankenstein, and you will see that part 2 is very different, but very similar. I wanted to revisit the tone and style of Mary Shelley. I didn't want to do James Whale's 1930s movies of Frankenstein, though I love those first two. And it has been one of the great joys in my whole Ghost in the Gaslight experience to really explore these theories that this amazing, beautiful soul, Mary Shelley, poured onto these pages, and to do it centuries later, and to just feel in my own humble way like I get to have a conversation with her about this. Anyway, it's been wonderful to have you along, and I can't wait to share part 2 with you. I will see you very soon. See you soon.